Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Nathalie and Thomas about The Invitation in theaters August 26th. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for this energy that is just like we're ready.
The movie's coming out soon. It's an amazing film. If we're not excited, what are we doing here, right? Let's be honest. Nathalie, one of my favorite things about this film specifically is it's got the traditional elements of a horror film. It's got the jump scares. It's got the gore in a lot of capacities. It's got the untraditional elements as well. You know, the uncomfortable conversations between characters, the body language that makes you kind of uncomfortable a little bit. Did you notice that in the script, the untraditional and traditional elements?
Yes, absolutely. It very much was on the page, because just the context of the film, this old story of vampires that's been around for many years, like just placing it immediately in a modern context, you can't help but interact with all of those traditional and non-traditional ideas, like kind of smashing together. So yeah, it was really it's really cool to do that and to work all that stuff out, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Thomas, the landscape of the horror genre right now is massive. One can make an argument it's never been bigger. What's the mindset working in the genre, knowing there's a huge appetite for horror films specifically?
Well, I guess it's really, really exciting because we've just done a horror movie.
Of course.
It's fantastic. I hope people come and see it and enjoy it, and I hope it keeps going. I mean, I don't personally enjoy watching horror films that much. She does.
I love it. So fun. And it's fun watching it with your friends and with even just like with strangers in the theater, because you're all kind of on this journey together. And then when the scares all happen and everyone's like kind of laughing because they got scared, and it's just like fun.
Yeah. And I feel like this movie as well has loads of different elements. It's got, there's a lot of romance in it, as well as psychological, there's action. So it's a really, really awesome film to go.
To add to what you just said, I mean, Nathalie, one of my favorite things, I mean, how this film looks, and I can't wait for people to see it in the theaters. I mean, the castle, the scenery, what was it like filming at that castle? It
was amazing. It was beautiful. And, you know, we've been saying how that house and the kind of locations in themselves are sort of characters of the film too. And the way that you interact with them will impact you, like the way that it's energy and presence literally has a real effect on you and how you might approach the character in that space. I mean, I did not grow up walking around big houses and big stately homes, and so when I stepped out of that car, I was immediately like, wow, like this is big, it's overwhelming, it's intimidating, and that's really how Evie feels when she turns up there. And so it really is this beautiful house from the outside, but then the way that they then shot it and lit it and everything, it's much darker, much more sinister in the inside, which is obviously very, very symbolic of, you know, some of the people she meets.
Absolutely. Very quickly before we wrap up, Thomas, when they get to see The Invitation in theaters, what are you hoping they get out of it takeaway wise? You talked a little bit about them, but can you dive into it a little bit more specifically? Takeaways when they watch the film in theaters?
I mean, honestly, I think that's a question for you for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in terms of what you want.
Don't trust the mysterious, handsome strangers.
Yeah, and
really, gone.
Just kind of about the power inside you. Evie's character obviously goes in without much confidence and kind of develops that and finds that within her. So I guess to take that away.
And also, don't go to a destination wedding on your own with strangers.
In the middle of nowhere.
In a castle.
Absolutely. People could be able to see it in theaters August 26th. Thomas, Nathalie, thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.